in 8th grade, which is still not that high, honestly. But my town was dumb. So if you scored that high, they didn't put you in a reading class. They would send you to the elementary school, and I got to do reading class with the special needs kids. And it was so much fun. And I still talk to the parents of some of those kids today. Like, they were just the most pure souls I've ever experienced in my life. And that, like, instigated it, but life costs money, especially if I want to do a free studio like that. Someday. Buy my merch. Just kidding. Don't do that. I mean, not to support me, please. I don't get anything from that. I mean, that's true. I don't know if people actually learn from me. Oh, dude, Leo, what did you roll for? An 18? Jesus. Art therapy. Yep, that's what I've always wanted to do. Yeah, that's literally why I got... Did my screen get smaller? I don't know. That's why I got my minor in psychology. That was like my ultimate dream. But all my friends going to psychology were doing therapy. And I didn't want to be like an adult therapist. I wanted to work with kids. But, you know... kind of went the other way with that one, didn't I? I don't. So here's the thing with like Designed by Humans and most of the merch stores. You get to set your price and they show you like how much you'll make. I don't look to make money off my merch. Most of the art was done for me as a gift by friends. Like all the art was done for me as a gift by friends. And I mean, I just want you guys to like enjoy my merch and think it's cool. That is not where I'm looking to make cash because it just makes them astronomically expensive. I literally look at it and I go, what would I spend on a t-shirt? And that's what I'll put the price for. I won't jack it up to try to make money on it because it's just not worth it, you know? It's not enough money and like none of us are I'm not loaded. You're not loaded. I'm not going to spend $30 on a goddamn t-shirt. $20? Maybe. Oh my God. No. Does that make sense, or do I sound insane? Oh, artistic. That's so wonderful, though. Really? And did it focus on art therapy? That's dope. I'll go over $20, yeah. If it's like a custom shirt made by a friend of mine or an artist, maybe. Yeah. That's me, honestly. I don't buy, unless it's art by a friend or something like that, I pretty much buy nothing new. Unless it's like stuff that I know someone like sweat in and stuff. Lately, I've been shopping on Amazon though, man. Like all these cute little sweaters, like new sweaters and stuff, they're like $20 or less, most of them. I think one of them was like maybe $23 for like good ass hoodies. Like I remember when I was a kid, you would go to like Zoomies or something and hoodies were like $60 plus for these shitty ass zippy hoodies that didn't last worth a fuck. And you can get them for real nice prices on Amazon. And I'm not saying like, I don't know, I just don't spend frivolous money where I don't think I need to. Should is not a word that I want to use there, but need to, like I'd rather spend money on like tarantulas or food, something fun, not clothes. Clothes are just like keep me warm and less naked.
Did you take your joy today?
You know?
Never forget to take your joy, and I guarantee your day will go as smooth as velvet.
Always take your joy, everybody. What up, Sales? How you doing, love? At least where I live, you're required to have a master's degree to work as an art therapist. And our master's program here was literally the same as the bachelor's with a capstone. Yep. That's how our master's was literally you were just a TA with a capstone. Yep. Nope. Nah. No. I love talking about education and stuff like that. I went to school for like 9 years. It was stupid because I didn't know what I wanted to do. Like I did 2 years of art school and then decided I did not want to do art school. And then I did biology for a year, but then to do biology, you had to take chemistry classes. And I was like, oh, wow, chemistry is way more, like, it was interesting because I didn't know it. Biology, like, I've always loved animals. I've always loved the natural world. So none of it was, like, new. Not to say in, like, a snobby way. Like, I wasn't a genius, but you know what I mean? Like, sometimes it just feels like someone's repeating shit you've heard a million times before. Because I literally grew up watching like Animal Planet and all those veterinary shows and everything. That was like my jam when I was a kid. And so chemistry was like, wow, that is something I have never been exposed to. And it's a whole new like world. And that's why I went for that instead. And then I did chemistry. And then I did respiratory. Why did that go into eraser? I hate you. I have my glove on. This should not be like touching things and going to eraser. Why are you like this? Oh no. Dumb. Too many interests, not enough time. Pingy, that is literally my life. What the fuck? Well, that was bizarre. I was literally telling, who was I talking to about that? I think it was yesterday or maybe it was Sunday. Someone in chat asked me, like, not offensively or anything, but they're like, Katie, how the fuck do you have all the time to do all these hobbies you're into? And I was like, I don't know. I'm just never bored. I don't like to be bored. I guess that's probably like the stem of it. That's probably the stem of it. Sorry, I'm really low. I don't like to be bored. And so if I have a million hobbies, like it's pretty impossible to be bored. I don't know. I just am always going, probably. I don't relax. I don't like relaxing. I don't like sitting down and doing nothing. I like to sit, but I will do something. I'll be drawing or reading or looking at my phone or playing a game or something. But I've never, like, my mom can't stand it. I cannot just sit and, like, watch TV or something with nothing else going on. Like, I gotta be doing a puzzle or something. I don't know how people just sit. It doesn't feed my mind. Like, that's not interesting. It's also why I was terrible in college. I'm not good with lectures. I gotta go home and, like, do shit like this. Like, draw it and write it a million times over. Yeah. I can't even find a glove that fits my basketball, and they all seem to be the same size. What kind of glove? This kind? They have huge ones, I think. Yeah, I always have a couple things going on at once. Like, this is why I like doing art on stream. I'm talking to you guys. I'm thinking about music. Like, it's not just talking to myself. We're actually having, like, a cool conversation. This keeps my mind fed. But doing this by myself, like, I'd probably be in Discord talking to Eliza, and I'd have a movie going, and music, and my phone. Like, I don't know. I just don't like to be bored. I like to feed my head. The moment I'm bored, I go to sleep. I think that's why. Like, the second I'm not entertaining myself or, like, stimulating my brain, I get really tired, and I'm like, oh, and I'm done. At nighttime, sometimes I'll try just to watch a movie or try to watch whatever we're watching to try to just be nice and not like look like I'm ignoring things on my phone. I'm out like a fucking light. And it's not because I'm not enjoying anything. That's the way my brain works. It's got to be fed. Feed me, Seymour. That's my head. Anybody else like that? I feel like I talk about myself a lot. Talk about neurotic. It's because I'm not looking at chat and I'm just like drawing, so I feel like I need to. Rockin' and typing? Fuck yeah. Hingy, eat something tasty. I get hungry and immediately eat? Nah, dude, I never get hungry. I was talking about that yesterday. I don't think I have like a true hunger response anymore like normal people. Just from like putting myself through so many weird ass diets and weird ways of losing weight when I was a kid. I don't get like hungry. I basically eat because I know what time of day it is and I realize I haven't eaten for like 12 hours and I'm like, okay, I know I should eat now. But usually I take a couple bites and I get bored with eating and then I move on to something else because I'm bored with eating. Anybody have kids like that? You have that kid that like takes 2 bites at the dinner table and they are so fucking bored they need to get up? That was me. Unless people were talking. If my family was talking, I was cool. But if people were just being quiet because they were pissed off or something, I'd go insane. And this was back before the days of cell phones, so you couldn't even ignore your parents yet. They were just like there. Honestly, I usually had a book at the dinner table. I was always reading. I still read all the time. I always have something in my hand, but I usually was reading a book. That was one way, like my mom respected reading, so she would be like, okay, we'll leave you alone. I hear thumping. Oh, Koto, dude, I know. Zeke asks me that sometimes. He's like, is it not good? And I'm like, nah, dude, I'm just bored already. Like, it's just the eating. I don't know. It's like doing the same action over and over. It's just the brain. Nothing wrong with the way we think. We're just, our brain functions a little bit uniquely. It's a unique brain function. But I hope talking about it, like, hopefully helps people understand it's not us being rude or like ignoring anyone. I'm still listening. Like, I actually get more out of a movie if I'm looking at my phone at the same time, as opposed to if someone just makes me sit there. If you just make me sit there, my mind starts up, and my mind is far more distracting than anything I've ever had in my hands, except maybe a dick. Maybe. Oops. Yep, that's what I want. Smarty girl, needle crafts are cool. Yep, I like doing that stuff. I do like some. I haven't done it in a while, but I like to do embroidery, and I really like to do hand quilting. Hand quilting, man, that is one way. I mean, literally, like, it sounds crazy. It probably sounds like an old woman, but I'll start quilting and hand quilting, like sewing and just listening to music or something, and suddenly 6 hours is gone, and I'm like, what? What happened? Sewing. You have to use so much brain power to make like straight lines and shit when you're hand sewing, especially. This is pretty. This music. Yep. Hand quilting's fun, dude. I liked it. I like to pick up arts that you actually come out with a product at the end. Like quilting and stuff like that. Like I did one year, I crocheted, what are they called? They're like, you know, like hand towels, but you can hang them from your oven. They have like a ring on them. And I crocheted them for all my friends, and I felt so good about it because like it doesn't feel like I'm wasting hours of my life doing something meaningless. Like I actually got something out of it. I think that's why I don't like pointless shooter games and stuff that have like no reason. I like stuff that gives me like kind of like a story or something else to think about while I'm shooting and killing things. I really like this song. Scarves, yep. Scarves are hard for me because they take so long, and it's like really repetitive, the same color, same stitch over and over. If you're making a lot for friends and stuff, I'm not good enough to like whip out really high quality shit fast. So I tend to get kind of bored. My brain gets bored. I like to do it. I hate when it happens. I get so frustrated with my head when I get bored. Like, I'm like, you have so many things to do right now that you should be doing, that you need to be doing, and you are bored. But like, sometimes you can't help it. Like, your brain takes over thought processes. I mean, technically, everyone has an addiction to eating if you think about it, because without food, you fucking die. It's when you take it to a dangerous level and you get like so obese that you can't breathe or move and you're gonna die because of the weight on your heart that it becomes a problem. Isn't that like the definition? Like, it's an addiction if it interrupts your life. Like if it affects your life adversely, I think. Right? That's when it becomes dangerous. So like eating, there's nothing wrong with eating unless you quit your job to start eating. And you can't leave your house anymore because of eating, and you know, your heart doesn't work anymore because of eating. That's when it becomes a problem. But like, everybody eats. Everybody fucking loves eating. Eating is like one of the #1 ways to get a serotonin kick in your head. That's why a lot of people that get on antidepressants gain weight at first, because antidepressants make it so your serotonin lasts longer. So every time you get a hit of serotonin, it's like a little bit more serotonin to last longer, and eating's like the quickest way to get it. I'm glad I don't like eating. Never have. Not my bag. Oh, I love Borderlands, Brave Leo. I love Borderlands. It's one of my favorite franchises ever, to be completely honest with you. It's so good. I played through those actually a couple times. The only one I haven't played is like the brand new one. I think it has new characters in it. Like there's no Phoenix, or there's no oh my god, what are they called? The Phoenix? Is she called a Phoenix? That's the only one I haven't played, but I heard it was very meh. I didn't hear great reviews, so I was like, meh, I'm good. I really liked the other ones so much. Mm-hmm. Very much so, AKN girl. Very much so. Sirens, thank you. Yep, that. Same here. Yep, I just didn't play it. Oh my god, Reese, never stop looking at them, because the moment you look away, they're gonna do something super cool. At least that's how my tarantulas are. Like, I swear to god, I check them constantly, and then I look over and I'm like, oh, you made an entire web burrow in 15 minutes? Okay. Sick. Awesome. Oh, cute. No, I get that, Master Mark. I get that. What up, DJ Chill? How are you? Ooh, Jansen, nice. I mean, it's not all about a diagnosis. Sometimes it's literally just talking it out with someone who's a what's the word, non-biased person. I was happy to get a diagnosis because it helped me understand my behavior, but there isn't a diagnosis for every behavior, and I think a lot of people get obsessed with getting a diagnosis, but like, sure, I know I'm bipolar, but does that help me function better as a human? Not really. The meds do. But like, I've always known what I do wrong. I just didn't have a word for it. The doctor just put a word on it, really. And that word's stuck with me now. But to each their own. Everybody I mean, I know like in the UK, you have to get a diagnosis and it's a fucking ballsack bitch to get one. Just to get any help, which is insane. I don't think you need an official diagnosis to deem getting help mentally. Like, you can just need help. I don't know. That's just me, though. Oh my god, one of them molted? Fuck. Mine are at the stage where they bury themselves to mold. It's so annoying. Like, I've got two that just, like, live in these tree tunnels. They're not big enough to rehouse. There's probably molts in there. They're probably gonna destroy them, little bastards. Do you agree with that, big dinosaur? So it's a bad coping mechanism, right? Getting mental health help anywhere except for, like, fucking Venezuela is a bitch, I feel like. Is it I think it's Venezuela. I watched a special on it. There's a country in South America where literally everyone goes to therapy. Like, it's more uncommon to meet someone who doesn't go to therapy than it is to meet someone who does. It was really interesting. Like, everybody, even if nothing's wrong, you go to therapy. Like, there's so many fucking therapists. Was it Venezuela? God, I don't remember. It was really cool, though. Like, I respected it. I was like, fuck, dude. I think it was an Anthony Bourdain episode, actually. Rest in peace, Anthony. Oh, I'm jealous. It's molted several times because of the webbing. I just gave up on trying to find the molds. Well, were you around the other day when I was talking about my little Hapalopus bitch? It's not my pumpkin patch. Is it my Bolivian? Yeah, my Bolivian dwarf beauty. Little motherfucker. Sued Hapalopus, right? Nope. Oh my god, no, it's a Cyrocosmus. I'm an idiot. Cyrocosmus. I thought it was dead. Like, that, it was one of those slings where it's a dwarf species, so obviously it's literally a grain of rice with, like, maybe legs on it. You don't even know. You can't see anything. And I put it in this tiny ass enclosure, and it made like a web fortress in the very middle. And then I just didn't see it for like 3 months. And I got really nervous. And so I was like, you know what? I'm going to rehouse it because I wasn't happy with the enclosure anyways. It was like one that was sent to me by the breeder, and it was just weird and tiny and hard to keep ventilation going in. And so I'm blabbing. Long story short, I very carefully took tweezers and started taking it apart and digging them out. And he was in the he had made like a canyon in the middle of the enclosure and then webbed it all the fuck up and like webbed all these plants over it and made himself like a land underneath. And he had a perfect shed in there, and I was just so fucking proud. I almost peed my pants. I posted it on my Instagram, the dead skin. So I was just so happy because I said this yesterday. I won't talk about spiders all day, I promise. That's not what I said. What I said yesterday was molting is like one of the most stressful and dangerous things tarantulas go through, and is a big killer for baby tarantulas. So whenever they do it successfully, it's like you want to pat them on the back, but they're so soft and delicate at that point you can't. Struggle. I love these colors together. This like creamy orange and purple is really pretty. I'm into it. Well, it's been whenever you came here, isn't it? Is it 2 months? I literally go by it was the day Eliza left. That's when I got my first tarantula. So is it 2 months or 3 months? Was that September? Okay, I'll go with that one. Thanks. I didn't see it for a very long time. Oh, fuck me. That is not what I wanted to do. I don't know. I get nervous. Slings make me nervous. They're so small. God, and you guys saw the fucking dead one that was sent to me, the motherfucker. Eliza, it feels like you've been gone so much longer. I hate COVID. I feel like you've been gone so much longer than that. It feels like 6 months. I hate COVID. I miss my friends. I am grateful for Zeke. He's great. But, I miss my friends. They still haven't replied to me. I know. AKN girl, get this. So, were you around the other day when I got, this was a week ago? Week ago today, I got my tarantulas. And a bunch of them were packed really strangely from one of the places I got them. And they were really dry. Like the paper towel was really, really dry on them. And just, they looked really dehydrated and not good. And one of them was probably dead when I got him. I'm not a hundo on that. But he literally rolled out of the packaging and never spread his legs or anything. And he's definitely dead. I put him in a nice enclosure and anything, but he's dead. And so I wrote them literally the day. God, the music keeps getting louder and I just hate it. I wrote them the day after. You know what I mean? I literally wrote them and was like, hey guys, sad news. One of the slings you sent me, didn't look great when I pulled him out, and he's definitely probably dead, And I texted him and he goes, email our customer service and they'll get back to you. And that was 6 days ago. And so this morning I texted him again. I was like, hey, so I emailed him 6 days ago. Just curious if there's any update, if you guys want the spider. Do you want proof there's a dead spider? Do you care about this spider? And the text I got back was, oh, she's sleeping, but I'll mention it to her. And that was 5 hours ago. 4 hours ago? 4 hours ago, I think. Yeah. It was palp friction, yeah. Yeah. Those little spooter. And honestly, I think the spooter was too small. For the species it was not a small spider. It was a bird-eating spider. So I'm thinking that was a sling that had never even molted before. It's one thing if it's a dwarf species, they stay small and they molt all the time. But this was a bird eater that was as small as, literally it's as small as my Hapalopus columbia, which is literally a pinhead. But I'm not a professional. I'm just an OCD person who researches a lot and reads a lot and learns quickly. But I probably won't be ordering from them again. That was weird. And just the fact that I don't even care about the money. I'm just curious that you don't care about your fucking spider. You sent me a sad, dead spider. You don't care? And they have no idea that I'm an internet person with a mildly large audience listening to me talk about this. And that sucks for them. I don't want to trash them. I try not to say their name very often, but yeah. I don't want you guys ordering from them if that's how they're going to treat it. I don't think it had ever molted. It was so small. Yeah, I just don't know. I'm going to wait. I mean, I'm giving him a fair thing. It is COVID and winter and whatever. Like, I'll give him a fair shot. Accidents happen. Like, maybe my email got lost or something. But I don't know. I try to be more professional than that. And I don't even sell live animals. I just sell, like, me. I know. No, they shouldn't, but I mean, I'm sure most businesses in the world don't assume that a review of their business is going to be, I hate this. Why is this happening? Who did this? Jedediah, thank you so much for that horrible alert, but your 300 biddies are very much appreciated. Thank you. No, I haven't, Vissy. That's what I was just saying. I know. No, there wasn't even, I'm sorry to hear that. It was just, oh, right to our customer service email 6 days ago. And to be fair, the customer service email was like, on these days we're working, so if you don't hear from us, blah, blah, blah. But like all the days that they had excuses for are past, and now it's like starting over new days of the same excuses, like the pattern again. So I'm like, okay. Like, I gave you a week to care about spider you sent me that is not alive. And it's not like I'm an idiot. I keep a lot of spiders alive. Spider's much smaller and much more delicate than that. It was literally a yellow striped knee. What is it? A yellow banded bird eater or something like that. Yellow banded bird eater, I think was the species. I don't know. It's a fairly hardy species. I don't know. I'm just complaining. Honestly, this is the first time I've done art in a really, really, really long time. Yesterday was because I couldn't figure out how to get my iPad hooked up and I don't have an art cam. Normally I do traditional art. I was actually partnered as a creative streamer. It is sad. Like, just the part they don't give a fuck. That's the part that's weird to me. Like, why don't you care about them? The spooters, though. It's like if you got a dog from a breeder and the dog had parvo and you contacted the breeder and they were like, get a hold of our customer service line. Okay, I guess I'll do that. And then you just never hear from them back. It just feels like you don't care. And I don't care if it's just a spider. It's still an animal. Compassion for all things alive, man. Everything's just trying to survive. And if you're a breeder, that means you're taking responsibility for keeping these baby lives alive. Like, you literally instigated the breeding of these tiny lives. You bred their parents. You incubated the eggs. You gotta care for them. And I don't know. Maybe I'm too much of a hippie for this. Really, Reese? You guys like these? I liked them a lot more when I could listen to my own music, to be honest. But it's fun when there's actually people to talk to and chat. That's nice. I only get bored when I don't have anyone to talk to. And I wish I had a movie on to talk to. Social creatures we are. Gross. Yes, I remember you guys going through that with Zelda. It was disgusting. I remember that. That was horrible. I had coworkers who went through that. That's why I knew about it or remembered it. This guy came into Lowe's one time, and he had a bunch of puppies, and they were really cute. They were like Akita German Shepherd mixes, I think, and they were adorable. And he was taking them around and showing them to all the cashiers, and he got a couple of them to buy them for like $300 because he claimed they were some fucking weird whatever. And all of them ended up being like riddled with fleas and worms and parvo, and that guy just disappeared. So like it was like this thing, like half the cashiers at Lowe's now had all these parvo puppies. I think all of them actually ended up surviving because everybody pooled their money together to help them, but it's pretty horrible to watch a puppy be sick like that. It's fucking disgusting. It was really sad. Eliza, so I was telling everybody earlier, the meeting, it's not like a meeting I have to participate in. It's a recorded session of a meeting that I wasn't able to make a bit ago.